Good evening.
help but think of how cruel it would have been without you by my side. I can
How are you?
feel how we've changed. I can feel who we've
School's
become.
out
How we're
for
numb to
Thanksgiving.
the pain. What we've seen and all
Right?
we've done. I'm on the floor letting those screams out. Somehow it doesn't hurt anymore. We grew close as
That's great.
children, orphans under
Well,
a roof.
rest easy, my
And
friend.
they spied on
The
us.
kids
We
in
had
Mid-America
stolen textbooks.
are deeply inspired and moved. Deeply
We
inspired.
had enough. We ran for dreamland down the rainy roads. A man came to us in the night. He brought us home.
Either that or they're more confused after listening to me talk.
Soon, four of
One or
us
the
were tucked in beds
But it was
with
fun.
you. Sheets and I sipped warm water as I listened to him speak. You beautiful children
That's great. Looking forward
of
to-
the war at
Forward
its
to seeing what you
worst.
got.
You've been on the base all
Well, good evening.
your
Good Tuesday evening. Happy Tuesday wherever you are.
life.
And I would just like to welcome you to a little different stream tonight. It's my first attempt to stream a scenery build, and so I'm excited to try this out. I've got one already kind of put together, sorta, kinda, and I'm going to attempt to build a second airstrip here, and maybe in the process of building the second one I'll see what I did on the first one that's not quite correct. So let me show you first off. I would also like to welcome the mad scientist, the evil professor, the master of disaster, the let's see, what else are you? You go by many names, by
The current landing rate king. Thank you.
well,
very much.
yes, that is true as well. Yes,
Until-
indeed.
Until Ken Pryor comes back and dethrones us all.
I was going to say you're the anti-King Ken Pryor right now. You're the Ken Pryor kryptonite. All right, before I do anything, I'm gonna fire up. As you can see, Ortho was doing its thing and just finished up, and now I'm gonna pull up here. We have Kinky Creek, here's the first thing I've screwed up somehow, and I think I know what I did. I don't have the IACO code, but I don't have the name in there. But I think I know what I did wrong there, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I have a couple of different places to start, which is cool. And
You can give that a name instead of the ever descriptive new ramp start 4.
no, but I guess I kind of do now. Word on the street is you can do that. Let me just show you, though, just a couple of other kind of bigger things, because I do think I know how to do that. I think you just do that in WED, correct?
Correct.
All right, so I will. That is something I will change, though, and I might even. I'll probably have to dedicate one of those ramp starts to you, because
thank you. You're
yeah.
so kind.
No, honestly, no. As I went through this process today, there are a couple of things that I don't know that I would ever have figured out, and so appreciate your help through all that, and this has been, as you know, because you and I have talked about this forever. This was why I wanted to come mess around in X-Planes, because I wanted to get up in the mountains and build stuff like this. And so this is Kinky Creek Divide Airport.
Yeah.
And
it's fun, isn't it?
it is, and as you look at it here, I think it looks decent. I mean, this is the ortho scenery. This is definitely what it looks like if you go to Google Maps and you zoom in, and it's the airstrip is actually 60 feet wide, but for some reason it's just kind of this top end that has the wear and tear, and So I mean that shows, and
Yeah, a lot of those bush strips say they're 60 feet wide, and that
yeah,
means the from encroaching branch of the tree on one side to the
well,
encroaching branch on the other,
yeah, and
there's tire tracks down the middle.
right, and you can kind of
That's
see
how
where
they.
they probably took something through and leveled it out, or what, because you can kind of see that there's little definitions on the side. But so here's a couple of things. There's actually three things about this airport that I somehow messed up. One of the, well, I can actually live with all of them, but one of them is when I went in and I did my zoom level ortho cook, I used Bing, and so of course Bing gives you clouds, and so this is, no, this isn't low-lying fog, which actually you can get up here in the mountains, but this is actually just overhead clouds. And so unfortunately my one tile ends like right kind of here, and so I went ahead and I went out one additional tile, because as you can see, this ground looks semi-detailed, right? I mean, it's pretty crisp as far as the ground textures go, and
Yeah.
then and so what I was going to leave this off and not worry about it because of the cloud, but as soon as you took off, it went from like crisp to Gaussian blur, and it just didn't look good at all. So I went ahead and I actually have, I think I did 6 tiles total for this airport. So quite a few for just a little simple mountain airstrip, but a little bit necessary, because actually the landing strip itself is really long. It's like 3,000 feet long, and it intersects 3 different tiles. So I did 3 tiles to get the airstrip, and then I did 3 more kind of around, for the arrival and the departure. So anyway, it's more work than I probably should have done, but
Looks
it,
fantastic.
well, yeah. So then, thing number 2 that I need to fix is the AutoGen threw in a paved road, and it doesn't follow the dirt road, and so I do have an exclusion zone in there, but for whatever reason, it like it almost is like where I have the exclusion zone is where it put in the, like it worked opposite. Like I don't have exclusion zone out here, and it's just nice dirt, just like you want it, and then as soon as you get to about right here, it paved it. So that'll be something else that you can hopefully help me with. I'm sure you can, but hopefully you'll be able to tonight. And then the final thing, the final little dealy mabobber is I just a little too, like, this isn't very smooth. This is there's a little hill here, but it's kind of like a very abrupt, I
Yeah.
guess, if that makes sense. And then as you move up the hill, let me see if I can. Oh boy, what's happened now? All right, as you move up the hill, again, I can live with a little bit of a right to left slant. I know those things happen in the backcountry airstrip world, but here again we have a rather abrupt and kind of like not smooth. I mean, if there's a couple of hills here, rock and roll. That's kind of what I like. But the fact that it like almost comes to a peak, a point here, and goes up and down a couple, 2 or 3 times, that's no bueno. So that'll be another troubleshoot, and you can really see it here. It's very pronounced at this little spot right here.
Yeah. Looks like you need some bulldozer work in there.
Yeah, yeah. So, but anyway, other than that, those are kind of the 3 things that kind of jumped out to me after I got done building it. And but other than that, I think the ortho in the area and the that auto forest thing has done a nice job. And
Yeah, it looks great.
yeah, could they hurry up and do a winter thing though? I mean, this joint's totally covered in snow at this point, which probably isn't bad because we wouldn't be on this particular runway if it was. But so yeah, so that's where I'm at. And
Well,
then,
see, Laminar Research wants you to enjoy the endless summer.
Well, there you go. And I don't,
So,
that's okay too. Now the second, so the second one I'm working on is 2WY3. It's Haas. And see, so I in my second attempt at building scenery, see, I've already fixed the name thing, so I think I know what I did wrong there. And this is a very, now this is going to look default because I haven't I haven't gone in and messed with it yet, but it's about 30 miles away from Kinky Creek, and it's really simple. I mean, it's literally like I think the dude has a ranch somewhere over here west of the airfield, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know, but anyway, you can see it's literally a strip out in the middle of the dude's
pasture.
north 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but again, the idea here is, you're not just jumping right into Johnson's Creek. When you're learning this stuff, you need to start. You need to pick out the kinky creeks and the Haas and all that stuff first to kind of learn. So I'm excited to though go in and get rid of this because I know how to do that now. Um,
Yes.
but I know that you also are kind of your time is valuable, and you may be one of the millions of Americans that is not a slacker educator and gets the next 3 days off. So I guess what I would ask you is, would you like to go bulldozing, or would you like to slap down some ortho, or I guess I should say, watch me attempt to slap down some geotiffs on top of that
No,
default.
let's go bulldozing first.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I will
So,
I'll hand the dozer throttle off to you, my good man.
well, the bulldozer stuff is done with Java OpenStreetMap editor.
Okay, so
So that's where you need to start with that.
all right, I'm going to fire that back up here, and
Look at you. I'm so proud of you. You've like taken this by storm.
it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been very, is therapeutic the right word? Just a good way to wind down. It's just like working on a
It can
jigsaw
be.
puzzle, man. It's just, yeah.
Right.
So all right, so I want to open up. I'm assuming I want to go into the tile that has my airports.
Yeah, is it the same tile
It
for
is
both
actually, and
airports?
that was another thing that I learned from you, is to, it's a good thing if you can kind of keep everything together. So yeah, so just if you're scoring at home, this is the Dubois um, airport, not Dubois.
That's how you use Wyoming's,
That's how that's how
speak
we
'em.
say it. This fish-looking shape is my attempt at Kinky Creek, which I now, by the way, have named correctly, because what I had done is I had not done my keys and my values correctly over here, so that's why. Um, and I have my runway and all that good stuff. So I'm ready, man. What are your thoughts here?
Well, pick the that says Arrowway Arrow or Arrowway Runway, right?
Correct, correct.
And then what's the other outline have on it?
This is the Airway. Oops. This is oh, wait, why does that say? Oh, this says runway also. So that's a mistake. I should have, this should be, the value should actually be aerodrome, shouldn't it?
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner,
All
ladies and
right.
germs.
All right. So I can edit that, I bet, and that needs to go to air. Oh, I wonder why that happened. That's very curious. Okay. So all right. So that will flatten,
Yes,
and but yet not make it completely flat, right? More contoured.
that's my understanding. Yes.
Okay. And is there a way to sort of, like in WED, you can set the roughness of your of your grass runway. Is there a way to set the smoothness of this, or do you just kind of
I think that is controlled by the option in Ortho 4XP where
okay?
you set the amount of Gaussian blur. I believe that is correct.
All right. So will I need to go back and re-cook this tile now?
Yes, but have you, if it's all on your same tile, if both airports are on the same tile, should you go
Yes.
double check the other one?
Let's do that. All right. So I'm still not loving the fact that this is has arrows because I feel like it should this should be the like let me show you on down here at Haas. It's much more like it's hell no, I guess it is, but it has this thick border here that's really like feels like what we, you know, when we defined that airport to the aerodrome, you know what I'm saying? I remember having that real thick border, but I don't see that up at Kinky here.
Oh, right, right.
I mean, well, no, I take that back. There it is. It is there. I just was not zoomed in far enough. Okay. All right.
So
Forget
is
I.
there any reason at Haas why it's square?
No, there isn't. I just when I looked at the imagery, it just that was kind of the section. That's what the field looked like. So I just made it that. But I guess I don't have to have it that way. I mean, your thoughts on that, or
Um, I would
because the guy
I
can
mean, unless you're really familiar with the area, I would probably figure that the ground around it would not be that flat,
okay,
especially region of Wyoming, wherever it is. Now, you are much more familiar with how the ground is around areas like this than what I would be. So
well, and honestly, it's a
I would sort of defer to your expertise on that. It strikes me funny that there would be like a relatively square
sure,
field out there that would be relatively flat
yeah.
or smoothed over. I don't know. It's my unprofessional opinion on that one.
And I've never really been to this area per se, but I think it's relatively flat. It's like a big basin and a big drainage, but I don't know exact. So would it be better than I guess just to kind of define it, just kind of do a little rectangle around it like so?
Yeah, I would probably go that direction.
And do I need to
Uh,
go in a little closer or leave a little bit of
no,
wiggle room?
you could leave some wiggle room unless I mean, especially there. That airport probably has more wiggle room than, let's say, like Atlanta
Yeah.
or Weatherby.
Okay.
Like that stuff. Like Weatherby was right along the side of that creek, and obviously it's not smooth down there.
Right. Yeah, this is just a bunch of nothing around here. So, all right, cool. So I'm going to save that, and then I think I'm everything else is named correctly. I've got aerodrome, I have the IACO, and I have the name in there, and then I have the airport or the runway is named runway. All right, I'm good to exit.
Yeah. Save.
Yeah, and I did.
Okay.
I'll just make sure. Save. Yep, save is grayed out. Exit. Exit now. And okay, so then I need to go back in and re-cookage. So this was 43,110. Oh, okay, that was another little bit of a question. So one of the things you said is after you cook the tile, you go back into your ortho for X plane, excuse me, and you make sure that those changes are reflected, right? Um,
Yeah. I
so
mean, you just want to verify that OSM data actually got changed.
Right.
it's it probably 99.9% of the time you actually were working on the right tile.
Okay.
Um,
So here's the question I have is, so this goes up to 43,110, which, yeah, that's the one we just changed. There's airports, 8:57 my time. Boom, that's good to go. That's good to see. But I have, so this is 43,110, but I have a 43,111. I don't have a 43,111 in my list here.
it's in the it's in the next folder up. So instead of the at the top of your Explorer window there, it says 4100 or 4110, I think.
Oh, so it'd be in this guy. There we go. All right, 43. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cause
Yeah, it's I'm not exactly sure how they the sequence of the folders is a little bit
yeah.
not intuitive, but after you sort of learn like what it's doing. So I think maybe
All right.
I
So
mean maybe he's picking like a a strip of like latitude maybe or
okay.
longitude or something. I don't know. It's
Okay.
I've yet to figure that logic out, but
But since I was working in the OSM, since I was working in 43,110, that's what I should be cooking right now.
yes.
Okay. So all those are
43
selected. Batch build, and this will take us about 5 minutes or so.
All right.
Um.
So get that
Okay.
started, and let's jump over to WED while that's cooking.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Opening that baby up. All right. So let's jump into Kinky Creek. I know I can at least rename the parking spots.
Look at that long list of scenery you have already.
I know, how crazy is that? So
your
there's
your
the,
Pretzel Rocks audio is still playing. I don't know if that's
is it? Oh,
I
well,
have
it's
your
just,
stream muted, so
oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
no,
if
I
it's
turned it
related to
off.
it.
I thought I paused it. Yeah, thank you though. Yeah, I haven't looked at my chat stream, so I it doesn't look like I've missed anybody. But
No, no.
Pretzel Rock has been keeping me company. I need to probably figure out a different way to get audio. It's Pretzel Rocks is like, it's okay, but it's like, yeah. So there you go. That's the idea here. So you can see that the airport, it actually, and I shortened it down, but it actually clipped this tile a little bit. This tile, so these three across were ones I sort of had to have. And then I'm like, let's just go ahead and we'll toss those in, and we'll call it good. So,
Al South is here. Hi, Al
oh, hey,
South.
Al South. Hello, hello.
Look at we got a new scenery doctor in the house,
I'm
Mr.
in.
Melvin Leroy.
We're on the Discord voice. If you want to jump on there and lend us your 2 cents, because I just from the little that I have hung out with you, it kind of sounds like you also know what you're doing there. So um, feel free to jump on my Discord voice if you'd like. All right. So in the meantime, what we're going to do here is I have new ramp start. We're going to call this Al's spot. This will be
That's great.
Ralph's spot. Yeah. And all right. So we're gold, man. That's a done deal. Um, what are your thoughts on my exclusion zone problem? Do you want to kind of see what I have, or
Sure. So the first thing I would do is after you get the geotiffs in there, I would lock that layer.
this geotiffs layer?
Yeah. So
Boom.
hit the lock button.
Okay,
Hit
it's
the lock
locked.
button on that.
All right. Okay.
so that you don't accidentally grab something.
Yeah, good call.
All right. So your exclusions then,
So let me
yeah,
so
show
the
me what you have.
so it goes right there. And again, all I just was trying to trace the road here. So I have one right at the end of the runway, one kind of skinny one that's near the places where we can park, a bigger one that runs pretty much the length of the rest of it, and then I honestly don't know where exclusion zone 7 and 8 are. I'm not seeing where those are, honestly. Those are extras I think maybe that I could get rid of. Yeah, I have no idea where those are.
All right. So I see the problem.
You're going bye bye. I'm gonna take those extra guys out. All right, I'm listening.
I see the problem. Uh, well, number one, I don't think you can probably be a little more generous. Like you could probably get away with just one exclusion zone
Okay.
that would cover the whole area.
Oh, okay.
So pick number five, exclusion number five.
Okay.
Okay, and then see the uh, in the lower right hand section of your screen where it says exclusions none.
Yeah.
You have to tell it to
Oh.
exclude what you want out of that list.
So road networks.
Correct.
And then, so I could theoretically get rid of all these other two, or both these other two, and I could take this number 5, and I could just bring it out here and kind of just go with, like, just go all the way out here to my, basically to the edge of my geotiff.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I have
Perfect.
to add that to my. I used to build checklists, and now I need to build. Now I'm building scenery checklists.
So in that same drop down, that same exclusion zone number five can also be set to exclude other things in the list.
Yeah.
So if you drop that down and pick objects, that same exclusion zone is
Oh,
going to do objects and road networks,
okay.
right? And whatever else you want to do there. So,
Which, which in this case, I don't. There are no objects. I don't even have a windsock up here.
and
Um,
this is not a default airport.
well, I don't know. I actually built it and kind of put everything together before I even checked. It's I. Uh, I don't
Okay,
know. I don't know.
so if you don't know and you're not sure, then it's always best to exclude stuff
Okay.
and then come back in and and add it. And then this keeps it like, let's say Laminar Research in the next version of Airplane or X-Plane actually adds this airfield. What is it called? Kinky Creek.
Kinky
Kinky
Creek.
Creek. Yeah.
Which, by the way,
Then
how
once
great is that name? I mean, come on.
it's, it's pretty funny. I was like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, I like it. It's
Uh
good.
huh. Uh huh.
Um, so anyway, to kind of future-proof Laminar from adding this runway or adding this airport, if you include and exclude that excludes all of those things, then your airport will always like take precedent over whatever Laminar happens to add. Or if someone else, for instance, the way that the logic works, if someone else creates an airport here at Kinky Creek, Al South says I'm on Discord, but I'll be right back. So
Gotcha. Yep. All right.
perfect.
Sounds good, Al South.
But so if you put a pretty heavy duty exclude there, and you come back in and add stuff onto your scenery, then your scenery includes the instructions to say, hey, delete whatever's here,
Right.
and then draw out what I want. So
Okay.
you can use that list in the exclusions drop down to get sort of creative with things. So for
Yeah.
instance, if I mean, think about like if there was a certain area that a big area that you wanted to kill the roads, but then you wanted a smaller area to kill some of the other things, you could make another exclusion that would be like just exclude the objects out of this
Right.
region.
Yeah.
But most of the time, if I'm doing an airport or doing a redoing a scenery, I just recreate everything. So I'm pretty generous with my exclude, and then go in there and add it, add a forest back in.
Sure.
So one thing I probably wouldn't do is exclude the forests,
Yeah.
because especially up in that neck of the woods. So I would make sure that that's not selected in your list.
Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So I've saved it and I've exported it to, or yeah, exported the
Okay,
scenery pack.
let's do one more thing.
Okay.
Your airport in the upper right is called runway.
That's why. Aha. Aha. Save exportante.
So, okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
So the the name in that in the lower section, the lower right in your properties panel. Oh,
Right.
there it is. Okay, but the stream just updated. It says
Yeah.
Kinky Creek. Um, and sometimes the rules kind of the rules sometimes complain. Yeah, the airport name should not include the word airport.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. So just call
Okay.
it Kinky
Okay.
Creek,
Okay. Oops. Save that.
and then
Next.
you have the code.
Yep. I do have the code of.
Do you know what the field elevation is?
Yes, I do. Field elevation 7980.
That's up there. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. Has ATC? No, it shouldn't have ATC. All right. Anything else here?
That's that's feeling that's feeling a little better.
And I have everything here on the runway pretty well turned off. The width I have set to what it's telling me. The length I have it set to. Actually, the length I don't have. The length is 29. Wait a second.
Yeah. Al says you'll
Oh,
need oxygen just to walk on that airstrip.
oh, you're right. And actually, this is the wrong airport, guys. I'm sorry. Let me go back to Kinky Creek. I need to update. So 3450.
So that the length of the runway gets calculated based on the shape that what you've got
Right.
drawn. So if you know,
So I'm gonna take that down and then I'm gonna zoom in and just make sure it's. I mean, it's within. Yeah. So it peeled it back a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, I can live with that.
oh, I see.
And then all right, I need to go back though to. So this elevation is actually not 7980. This elevation is. Wait till you see this.
It's more.
8,803 feet. That's
Will my plane even function there?
well, I tell you what, it took every bit of that 3,000. What did I say? 3,450 feet to get airborne. I'm thinking that's probably why they made it that long.
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I couldn't even use all of it because I had that big hump at the end. So yeah. So all right, very good. So save, export. Yeah, it does. We'll make sure that we get the which one of the military aircraft has the is it the C-130 that has the jet packs on it that they
Oh, for
fire
the Blue
off?
Angels. Yeah,
Yeah,
for the blue. Yeah, it's
when
got the
they're
jet rocket engines. Yeah.
we'll, we'll have that mod ready for the prop strike.
That sounds perfect.
All right. So Al, just so you know, when you spawn here, You now have your own parking spot. Right here. This is your parking spot right in between your best buddies, me and Downwind Sim. No response.
He's probably typing. So just
Probably.
make sure, Al, don't park in my spot. He says, "No kidding, LOL." That's amazing.
All right. So
Could you make me like a little sign with my logo on it?
I, at some point, I do need to learn how to do that work, and I'm assuming it has something to do with Photoshop and all that stuff. But my head's still spinning just a little bit about the that last step that you were showing me about having to go to the DOS prompt, and it took me back
Oh
to my
yeah.
old college days when I was learning Fortran. I'm like, what in the world? How is DOS still even a thing? But so yeah, had a little mini flashback there. All right, I'm going to I'm going to check. I'm guessing that I'm all finished up with my tiles. All right, so let me go back in and let me see if I remember the next step here. So actually, I could probably stay in wed and look at. All right, hold on. Where am I at here? No. So I have run Java OSM. I have defined my airfield. I have recooked the tile. Yeah, so I actually am still should still be in wed here, but I can exit out of this because I'm done with it. I have saved it. I know I have. Save, export. Yes. See ya. All right, and then now I need to pick Haas. Two. There we go. Uh-oh, but I've lost my identifier over here now. All right, well, something we'll mess with. Okay, and
Yeah.
now the fun part. You have to actually find the airport in WED. So I do have this. So this has kind of been my savior today. In Google Maps, I have this route. And luckily, I know this won't work for all of them, but I've actually just said, how do you drive from Kinky Creek Divide down to Haas Airport? And so I'm just following this. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but that's so here
That's
is
great.
here is Kinky Creek, and we come down. And I've actually been on this road. This is a place where I four wheel. I had no idea this this airstrip existed up here, though. I'm going to check it out next time I'm up here. Um, all right, so then we
Oh,
come.
oh, so this isn't very far from where you live then,
No,
huh?
it's not.
That's
It's
cool.
not. So here's one fork in the road that I see. Then there'll be another fork in the road comes together. Okay, that's good. And then we continue down. There's like a little bit of a town. Yep. And then it kind of starts heading back to the west. Yep. Then we keep going down until we hit the highway. And not quite yet. Yep. Go through another little community. And there's our highway. Then we turn right. And we go past. It's hard to do this at the same time. All right. Yep.
Al, this looks just like Southern Florida, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's the antelopes. That's the only difference is it's antelope
Alligators.
instead of alligators. Yep. All right. Where now I've lost where I'm at. Okay. Sorry. So I'm gonna keep going here. Oh geez. Now I'm lost. Now you guys got me off track.
So you haven't made anything here yet.
No, all I've done is cook the towel. Okay, this is Daniel Junction. I want to keep
Okay,
going.
let you can continue this fish hunt if you want, or I can refresh you on a way to make this more better.
Is this the put the windsock thing down?
Yeah.
All right, so I tried doing that, but I was unable to because it kind of said you don't have an airport.
Yep. So do create do click on look in your upper left. You only have a thing that says world. That's all you have. So you haven't made an airport
Right,
yet.
right.
So click on airport and then create airport.
Oh, okay. And then rename this Haas. I think it's Haas Ranch. What is it? Haas. Okay, thank you. That yeah, I had remembered I had notes on that, but okay. So Haas Airport. All right, and
Yeah, and don't put airport in
oh
it.
gosh darn, yeah, that's right. Because then it'll say Haas Airport Airport. Okay,
That's right. And there's in the lower right in the properties window, there's a place to put an identifier and the field elevation and has
okay.
ATC, no.
7980, no ATC, 2WY3, always flat. Okay, all that stuff looks good. All right.
So the always flatten button, remind me to show you sometime what happens when that is set.
Okay.
We have a tornado watch in our county for
Oh,
the next 4.5 hours.
whoa.
They said that they're supposed to be 50-mile-an-hour winds tonight.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I hope everything
Yeah, me too.
stays in the yard.
No kidding, man. All right, so let's see. So now can I put my windsock down somewhere?
Yeah,
All right,
anywhere.
doesn't matter. And this is where you put the lat and the long. So and okay, but
Now make your or you have two screens, don't you? So
yeah,
you can open up your Google Map thing. Bring your Google Map thing over to your streaming screen.
gotcha,
Blech.
gotcha. So I can just come up here and right click that bad boy, right? No, I don't.
Yeah, and then click on what's here.
Oh, that's okay. What's here? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, so there's your values in
Official.
wind and weather.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, so you lost your. Oh, you can do, yeah, you can do that.
Whoops.
So it's just,
Oh, I don't need the. Oh, okay. Hold on. So I just need to do one at the. I need to do the decimal version, not the minutes and seconds version.
yes.
Okay. So there's latitude. There's longitude. All right. Enter. And it's moved it. So now all I have to do is kind of zoom out until I see it. Oh boy.
Okay, now go up to I think it's view.
View. Okay.
The,
Turn off the
the
Slippy
stream
map.
the stream kind of lags. You don't have to.
Okay.
Zoom selection,
Oh,
and it'll zoom to that location.
very good. All right. Sure enough, there we go. There we go.
So now that gets you. There you go. Found it.
Yep.
Use that little shortcut. Just throw an object in
Yeah.
there,
Well, the
move it, and then zoom the selection, and then it'll take you to it.
the key was I needed to create that airport first because I was trying to put in that windsock, but it kept telling me you don't have an airport. You don't have an airport. Well, now I know
Yeah.
why.
And it
Okay.
it doesn't it doesn't have to be a windsock. It can be anything that you
Right.
can select, but a
Gotcha.
windsock is easy.
Okay. So now that I have now that I'm there, I do need to put in a runway, and so I can kind of rough it out here from here to here ish, and I'm going to look at my information from Sky Vector, and it's 100 feet wide. So let's go down here. It is officially a turf runway, so grass, right? There is no turf option. Okay, grass. It's so here's the roughness. What do you generally do for roughness? Do you just leave it at 0, or do you?
I, yeah, I leave it where it is, and
Okay,
then because I think there's some sort of a default roughness value when you select the surface type.
okay. No approach lights of any kind. Yep, no markings of any kind. All right, no strobes. And where's my length here? Why don't I see length? Right
The
there.
second one from the top.
Yeah, and it is, oh, pretty close, 2960 by 100. Okay, beautiful. So now I can kind of, if I just, whoops, if I grab it and just kind of make sure that I'm sort of, yeah, just in the neighborhood there. That looks that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, very good, very good. Maybe, maybe not. I'm a little off, aren't I? This needs to be more like so. Keep it close to 2960.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah,
probably where there's a slight projection discrepancy
sure.
between the ortho scenery and the X plane, world.
All right. Well, I'm not going to get
So
too bent out of shape if it's not exactly. It matches up pretty close, and that's what I need. All right.
yeah, and especially with these things, there's no navigation aids up here,
Yeah.
and a foot or two one way or the other is not going to
Right.
matter.
Yeah, I'm not shooting the ILS runway 24 here, I guess, am I? All right.
No,
So, um,
you just avoid the razors. That's all.
yeah. Well, and the cows.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I've read something that there's something like 3.1 cows per person in Wyoming or something
Oh,
crazy like
oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's we're a beef state. All right, so I don't want a windsock unless I know there is one. Right now, I just want the strip, and I don't want any other elements. I don't know that I need an exclusion zone at this point, or would it be wise for me to just throw
It,
one around?
it would be wise to put one down.
So just is this, you have to do it this way? Yeah. Just kind of roughly, like so, just kind of around the airport for now, or should I go down here and just make
Yeah,
sure, because here's a road.
I'd do it just like you have it. It looks great.
All right, so objects
Yeah,
and roads.
yeah. I don't know if I'd go. Well, yeah. Do you think that's a paved road up there, or do you know?
Um, I let me do the Google and look and see. No, it's definitely not a paved road.
Okay.
So, all right.
So then throw your exclusion zone beneath the Haas entry in your hierarchy tree there in the
Okay.
upper right.
Okay. All right. So that's that. Now I just need to make some geotiffs.
Parking spot.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. So let's see. Here's a little road. So I'm guessing that they probably drive their planes up and down this road here. Um, Boy, I don't know. Ramp start. Let's say here, here, and here. And then we're going to go ramp start. Type is a equipment is prop. Size. This for the ramp start probably doesn't matter the size, right?
I would. It does matter the size
Okay.
because you don't want super big airplanes to show up there.
Okay.
So you want the small one. So you would do the letter A.
Oh, okay.
And to see the size, go to
Preview, right?
it's no, it's a section. See where it says selection in blue in the lower right property pane.
Okay.
It has selection, pavement, taxi and flow, light
Right,
and
right.
marking. Pick the taxi and flow one, and it'll show you
Oh,
you know
yeah,
the
sure
the
enough.
size of stuff.
And the
It
and the orientation I can change. I might leave it a little offset here just for artistic purposes.
well,
So that's
yeah.
something I'm going to have to go change though
Kinky
in
Creek.
Kinky Creek because I thought it was the other way around. Props A, okay. Oh jeez. So why didn't it? Oh, I know why didn't it added. I thought I was selecting and I was actually not. So that one I'll keep. That one I will get rid of. This guy I'll keep. Nope, get rid of him. All right, so we got our lineup here, all ready to taxi to 2-4 because winds are generally out of the west. Um,
Don't put me in that ditch.
you're not in a ditch. That's me. That is a
Okay.
little bit of a wet spot, isn't it here? Maybe I should. Yeah, you know what? We'll come up here. We'll get a little closer together. I have no sense of how far apart these things are.
Yeah, if you look at that, well, yeah, you're on it. Taxi and flow. Yeah, so it should show you the size of the aircraft there,
Okay,
right?
it does.
Okay.
Gives you a rough idea here. Okay, all right.
So
And
when
yeah,
you're,
no buildings or anything like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so when you're building, like, let's say you're up in Clark County and you're building these parking spots for this stuff, if you want to use, or if you want the AI traffic from X-Plane to be able to spawn in and show up and navigate around and all of that stuff, that this is where this stuff becomes important.
Gotcha.
And especially the parking spots, they can't, like the wingtips can't overlap. That gets to be problematic.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Well, I know you'd also. No, you actually. I think you took me through this once already before because this is looking very familiar. All right. So save, export, and yep, just a warning there. GUI label does not exist. All right. Okay. Now I am ready to.
Now, did you change the how are the Kinky Creek parking spots set?
I'm gonna have to go back up and look at them real fast.
Yeah, before you fire up the sim.
Yeah. But I can go ahead and exit out of this. Well, let me just go back to WED. Kinky Creek. Oops. Hold on. I don't want to rename you.
Hold up.
I just
Wait a
want
minute.
to open you. Getting the white screen of death. That's not good. Okay, there we go. All right. So yeah. So down here I have. Oh no. Size A. Size A. Size A. Okay. I knew what I was doing without even knowing what I was doing. Okay. Hasta
All
la
right.
vista, baby.
Perfect.
Gonna close that out. But I want to make my geotiffs first, or should I go look at it in?
Oh, for Haas.
Yeah, I need to make those. Let me make those first, because that doesn't take long. And okay, I have the right. That's the correct
You are the master of
43
the Zap.
110. I have my base folder set. I have all this set from before. Apply, exit, and then my zoom level. So here's where it's gonna. This will be a little bit tricky because I can't. There's unless you know of a
No.
cheat. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Let's see if we can drive this. By the way, this is called Union Pass Road. If you're scoring at home,
It all looks like alligators and swamps to me.
gobbledygook. I know. So I know over here we jump in down here. No, okay. So here's where. All right. So this is where I got a little bit sideways. So I load up this, and I think I'm off a tile. So I'm gonna find where I'm at here, and oops, I don't want you to get out. Go away. What the frick? Why can I not close that? Seriously. All right.
Click out on your desktop.
Yeah, that's too late. All right. Start this again. So I'm on the same tile, and I know there's a leg, so you get the anticipation of me closing and all that. Um, but and I'll just go down this. This is the west side. Yeah. So here, so this is the 43 110 on the right hand side, but this is actually where my airports are on the left hand side. So when I jump into the zoom, it, it's a totally different tile that I need.
Oh, I had this problem yesterday.
Yeah.
So close this and go back to your map thing.
Yep.
Your map,
So I need to move over one
because
to.
I had this same problem. Remember, it was
Yeah.
loading up into the BC,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what was going on? So I think I shift button one clicked the correct tile that I wanted,
Yeah. Okay.
and then I went
So
into the map.
yeah. All right. Let me just make sure everything here is still. Yes, that's still good. All right. So now zoom level. Cause yeah, I messed around at Kinky Creek. I messed around for like a good. Oh man, it was like a half an hour, and I'm like, I finally found the Du Bois Airport, and I traced that Union Pass Road to where it should have been. And I'm like, oh, well, there's the problem. It's not. I'm not far enough west. All
Does
right.
that look more better?
This will be yes because okay. So here's my Union Pass Road. So just so you know what I'm looking at here, I am looking at my. I'm looking at this business. Whoops. And so here's how I had to find. Here's how I had to find this. I actually had to come from. I don't know how well you can see this, but Du Bois is here kind of northeast. And you come up here, and this little dirt road, this Union Pass Road, it zigs and zags and does this and that and the other thing. And it comes out to Kinky Creek. So now I'm going from Kinky Creek down. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So this is the road here that goes from Du Bois to Kinky Creek, and it goes down through and it goes around, and right there, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's Kinky Creek. Now I need to follow this road down, down, and it kind of gets out of my deal a little bit, then it comes back in, and it comes down to the highway, and it's a little south of my tile for a while, but that's cool. Um, yeah, yeah. This is the art of this, isn't it? Though I mean,
Yes.
It's the chasing the breadcrumb and all right. Now I had to look at my. Okay, so I wanna. All right, so that goes up. Oh crap! Now I've lost my. All right, so I go through. This is the town of Daniel, and then Daniel takes me. No, that's not the town of Daniel. Oh, poopy. So maybe that's not. No, surely I'm not too far south. I am not too far south, and don't call me Shirley. Okay, there's the. This is the. I know what this river is. I fished this river anyway. I know what that river is. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going here. Oh boy, this is the Green River. Oh boy, yeah, I might be in a little bit of trouble here, boys and girls. Okay, I'm following the green, walking the mile, walking the mile. Um, hmm. And Google imagery and Bing imagery don't always match. Somebody once told me that.
They do not.
Boy, I'm in the neighborhood. I can smell it.
I know exactly where we are, honey. No, I'm not lost.
We're in Wyoming. All right, come on, come on. Let's go back to. Somebody else told me when you get lost, you go back to where you know you're at. This is. This is. This is. I can't get out far enough to see where that is. Maybe. Okay. This is gripping live stream at its best right here. Is it
It
not?
is.
How
It's
can I not have 100 viewers watching this?
it's
Thankfully,
their loss.
thankfully I don't. Holy cow.
What's the name of this airport?
This
Haas?
Haas. And so if I even if I had like a little lat and longitude thing that was following my mouse, that would help. All right, so I see the Green River, and but the problem that I have here is I think I'm too far north. I think I actually need to go down even one more tile to the south. Oh, good Lord. Jet Pilot Cinnamon's hosting. Just when I was worried that there would actually be people paying attention to this, Jet Pilot Cinnamon, welcome aboard, by the way. If you know where the Haas airstrip is in southwestern Wyoming, this would be greatly appreciated. So here's what I think is here's what I need to do. I don't think I'm far enough south. I think I need this next ortho tile down, and then that's going to get me where I need to be. I actually think I'm down here. So,
Okay, I found the Kinky or the Green River.
yep,
I'm looking on Google imagery, and I
yeah,
have the Kinky Creek, Wyoming airstrip.
yep.
And if I go southeast, I come to the Green River. And then if I go south on the Green River,
I appreciate the host, man. This is gripping Tuesday evening flight sim streaming at its best, man. I can't believe. Actually, this is probably the best thing if you're ready to go to bed. Yeah, tune this in, and
the
yeah,
dulcet tones of Melvin Leroy will put
that
you right to
that is right. I'm better than melanoma gummies or whatever it is that I sometimes have to take to go to sleep. All right, so I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you downwind. So you're on the Green River and you're south of Kinky.
Yeah. Now, do I go all the way to Kendall Valley Lodge and Shoe Outfitters? Do I go past that?
You go down to Daniel Junction. That's so. Here's where I think I'm at. and
Yeah, okay.
I could be wrong.
Do I get down to Cora? Is that have I gone too far? Cora Butte?
I'm looking at a different spot here. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it. I think I did find it. Okay. All right. Yes, I think so. What was wrong is I was just one. I was a tile to the north of where I needed to be. So, but here is where we turn. Here's our little road, and here's our airfield. So, zoom level 13 is set for the source, and the zone parameters are also zoomed in as far as I can go. And I need to see kind of, it's going to be right in, I don't know if, I think I'm going to probably need all three of those just to be safe. Would you say that's accurate? Here's that little dirt road that runs up to the airstrip. So the airstrip is kind of cutting. It's probably mostly in this middle tile, but
Yeah.
not a
No,
bad idea to have some wiggle room on each side just for
I'd say you're there. Yep.
okay. Make geotiff. For crying out loud, we're tired of waiting on you. Let's go. The geotiff is kind of fun because it only takes like a minute or two.
Just the blink of an eye.
Yeah, 11.5 seconds. Almost my old 100-meter dash time.
All right, Pinocchio.
What? You don't believe me?
Oh dear.
I have records at my middle school, at my junior high, that'll never be broken because they converted from yards to meters the year after I left. So I've got the 110 yard, or no, the 110 yard low hurdle record, and then they went to 100-meter low hurdle. So I am forever etched in infamy. All right, but enough
In,
about me.
is entombed the wrong word?
So now that I have those geotiffs created, I need to go into the ortho scenery. No, not the ortho scenery. I was there. The ortho for XP and look at geotiffs. Ooh, and I forgot to clear these out, so I'm gonna have to look for the ones I just made at 9:45. There they are. One, two, three. Copy those. Go down.
See, you've totally got this. You
Go
need no
down.
hand holding.
I do though, because I still screwed up. Go down to X plane, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you confirming that I'm on the right track. And I need two W3, and then again, this you said it was wise to just create a new folder in here, and I've just been calling it geotiffs. And then I'm gonna just paste those in there. So there we go. One, two, three. Bada bing, bada boom. Then back to WED. I think I can close my ortho for XP now. I'm going to, whether I can or can't. I'm going to reopen. Gosh dang it. I keep clicking, double clicking on that, and then it wants to rename it. By the way, Jet Pilot Cinnamon, if you're still here, next Monday is our next fly-in. It's not, unfortunately, it's not into Kinky Creek. We will save that bundle of joy for later on, but it will
And it's
be
not this coming. Is it this coming
it's
Monday?
the following, it's the second, Monday the 2nd. Uh-oh, why have I lost my, oh, I opened Kinky Creek. I don't want to open Kinky Creek. I want to open Haas. Dang it. So yeah, so spread the word, come along, and I think Rob is going to stream it. No, yeah. So Slant Alpha is going to stream it, and I believe that Downwind Sim is going to run is going to man the audio again. He's going to have the Discord chat, and then I'm going to attempt to guide it. So we'll be like a little bit of a three-headed monster. I think he must have left because we're back down to three. But anyway, if somebody else watches this later on, you're invited to Haas Airport.
It
Hey,
is this Monday.
it's a
You
coming right up, my friend. Yeah, that's cool. So, all right, now I need to file. I need to import ortho a photo from that newly created folder to Whiskey Yankee 3 GeoTIFFs, and then it should pop up here. It should load up and show me. Oh, I missed. Dang it! I'm a little too far south. Darn it! Just when I thought I had it. What was I looking at? I
oh, that's
swore I
interesting.
swore I saw that little road going north, but I am off. Oh,
So
I should have left ortho scenery open, shouldn't I have? Because now I'm
yeah,
gonna have to go back and look for it.
you are off.
All right.
That
Well,
is not correct.
um, ay caramba. All right. Let's go back to ortho for X plane, and unfortunately, we have to do this again. That 1/3. Everything else looks good. Apply. Go to your. At least I know what tile to look for now, so it should be a little bit quicker. But it'll be interesting to see what I did wrong. So I was down here, 41, 111, and zoom level. So we'll go Bing imagery, hoping for no clouds. Bing imagery, zoom in, preview.
Is it H? Yeah, HA. There it is. I got it.
HAAS. All right, and I started up here in the. I started up
It's
here.
only a 2 hour trip
Is that
via
all?
Razor.
Is that all?
Wow, that's quite
Oh,
a
this
hike.
doesn't look at all. I must have. Did I? I think I screwed that up. Must be here.
Okay, so I'm looking at the Google Map thing,
Mm-hmm.
in that the main road comes up and kind of does a wiggle to the east and a wiggle to the west,
Right.
and then you go up the road to a lake on the left, and then you want to take the road on the right. That's private.
Okay. All right.
Is that making sense to you?
That totally that paints a picture.
And then the Haas Airport is due north of Two Little Lakes.
All right. So I got to get back on the right geotiff. I think I'm still off. Holy cow! What have I done? What have I done? 43. Oh man, no kidding. 43. So I was so the so Kinky so 43 111 was the where are you? 43 111. So
You
that
need to
was
be
the
at
one I was
43, yeah,
yeah.
43 111. Yeah.
That was the one though that was too far north. So I needed to be down here at 42 111 for the ortho. So I'm just going to make a note to myself here, and then I'm not going to close this out just in case it screws up. 42 111.
I don't know if that's right, but you can check it out.
Okay. Somewhere Catastrator is cringing in his chair and he doesn't know why. Isn't it Catastrator that's so good at doing this stuff? Who is
I don't know.
who was the guy that you shared the video that was redoing? I thought it was Catastrator or Catastrator.
I don't recall.
Oh dang it!
So I
Not
see. I show the Haas Airport at 43, just barely in the 43.
yeah. Well, and yeah, and so I mean, I'm with you. Oh, I got my snow scenery here. So that's cool. Preview, come on, baby, big money. All right,
Dakota Pilot's here with us.
sweet. Hey, Dakota
Yep.
Pilot.
Welcome to the insanity.
He's the one that warned me about all this. So, okay, so this is what I'm looking at. And you guys can tell me if I'm crazy.
Yep.
But
So
here's what I see and here's what I so I am seeing so this road, and I know there's a little bit of a delay here, so I'm going to try to go slow and I'm going to pause. So right here on Google Maps, which is on the right, here's the little right hand turn. I turn to go north. And that corresponds with this intersection right here. The name of the airstrip is Haas, Hotel Alpha Alpha Sierra. Do you concur that I have the right intersection here, Mr. Downwind Sim?
that is correct. And
Okay.
even up to Morning Mountain, what does it say? Wyoming Mountain Cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
that little bend in the road
that's
and
that
go
little.
up to the lake
Mm-hmm.
at the top of your Google Maps screen right now.
Right. You go up here, and so
And
we go
and
around the
then
horn, and
hang it right at that lake.
so I am a little bit off, aren't I? It's one tile up because it's right there. It's right. So it's like literally at the very bottom of. Since I had
Oh, it
42,
is one tile up. Yeah, you're right.
so no, you were right. I was wrong. So okay, so I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to go. I'm going to unselect that, and I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to go back in here to what happened to my zoom level. Okay, zoom level. Bing. Yep, Al South is giving me. So here's the tricky part of this. Al South is that everything else has that it has that Latin launch data. Just as you scroll your mouse, you see that somewhere, but unfortunately, in the zoom level screen, um, it doesn't do that for us. So, but we have a good feeling now where we're at. We're right at the
So
very, very
you're looking for those two triangular lakes.
right. So here we go. It's going to be kind of toward the eastern end of that. Okay, now we're getting there. So those are those two lakes right there. So I would say that this then is that little. It's very very hard to see, and this is yeah. So here's where I think I need to be, right there. Now before I do anything, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get rid of these geotiffs. I'm going to go in and get rid of the other geotiffs that I've already created and copied to the appropriate location. Now I understand that guy on that video. He said, make sure that you always clean out your geotiffs folder. And I'm like, why? Now I understand. Oh,
Yeah.
this is nice because that way I only need to do two. Those two will cover the area. Or would you recommend I do more than just the two? Now,
Well, the beginning of the runway starts due north. The western end of the runway starts due north of the smaller triangular lake.
right. So yeah, I think that's pretty well. I have no idea how well you can see this. Let me maximize this.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick it out, but
So
I think I'd go ahead and do three.
I can see on my screen the runway starts here, it ends here. I mean, I have no problem going out. I have no problem going all the way around this just to make sure I have enough. But um, I also know that makes it a pain in the butt because you have to rename all those POL files. All right, I'm gonna just we're gonna roll with this right here. I
Okay.
am absolutely not positive Al South, but I've already been wrong
Here,
once.
Here's what I would add another. I would add another tile, and you can just delete it if you don't need it.
To which side?
To the eastern side.
There?
Let me wait for this stream to catch up here. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to trust you.
And
No,
if you don't need it, you don't have to add it in
sweet.
WED.
No, Dakota, this isn't my grandpa's airport. This is so I'm trying to apply my most recent online course from the
Ortho 201.
mad scientist, the master of disaster, the I lost all my different my can of ham, my toucan Sam, my side of spam.
Anapanistan.
Yes, ball bearing, loving, landing rate guessing, downwind sim. All right, 11:59. We got it. All right, so I'm gonna leave that up. I'm not gonna make the same mistake. Man, I'm starting to lose my
I
voice.
I think king of landing rate guessing is appropriate
King,
at the moment.
Lord landing rate guessa.
Even better, Lord landing rate.
Lord landing rate has made it. All right,
Yes, it's like
and all
Lord
right.
Farquhar from Shrek.
Haas is getting closed. So again, to make a short story long, which sometimes I do. No, this is not. This is not Clark County in South Dakota. This is Haas airstrip in kind of the western-ish. It's on the eastern slope of the Wind River Mountains, basically. All right, so here we go. With any luck, big whammies or big whammies, big money, no whammies. Oh, wait a second. No. I skipped a step.
It's just a is this a game show? What is this?
Gotta copy the geotiffs first. It kind of is
I'll
turning into the game show here.
I'll take what's behind door number 3.
It's
Here,
geotiffs. You win.
Hero Merrill. I'll, I
So, Dakota Pilot, are you going to be able to join us here on Monday because we're doing our thing again. We're going to be not here in the Wind River Mountains of Wyoming, but we're going to actually be we're actually going to be well the it's
somewhere north of
yes
here.
it's yet to be determined. So yeah, so I don't need that that third one was a little farther out than I needed. So how do I then? Do I just kind of click on here and see which ones they are and
Yeah,
all
pick
right.
one of the
So
squares and
there,
press delete.
delete, delete, delete,
You
and
can click
delete.
on the squares in the
Oh, in here too. Okay.
in the visual window. Yeah,
You also told me that it's wise to Control G, make a group, collapse the group, lock the group, move the group. The group goes on the bottom, right?
correct.
All right. So, all right, yeah, because I know Dakota Pilot, I know you were working on um, something
Oh,
involving 40
his
weight motor
NAS.
oil and ball bearings. Oh, yeah, the NAS. Ironically,
Bummer.
we also talked about NOS earlier today. We talked about nitrous oxide, which is not the same as NAS, I understand. But okay, save
What kind of NAS do you have, Dakota Pilot? I have
NOx.
uh, a Synology box, and I had a something on one of the circuit boards went bad,
Oh, jeez.
but Synology was able. Okay, 3615. Yeah, I have a 1515 plus, and it died, but it evidently it's some component that Synology was aware of, and I ended up having to do a RMA and all that, and they fixed it, sent me a new one.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I've saved, I've exported, and I'm now down to where I just need to add my little extra something something here to the POLs. This, by the way, is the step that I would have never figured out, and I don't know how you learned it or from who you learned it, but this is, yeah, this would have been the thing that would have made me quit X-Plane, because I would have done all this work, I would have watched all these videos, I would have done everything right except for just this little step here, and all of my default air, runways would have still been showing up, and I would have been like, yeah, not good. So I owe you
But
one, buddy.
now you're loving life.
I owe you one. In
I
fact,
want to I want to see you take that new shiny airplane into there.
okay, we might do that.
Have you given it a whirl? Is it
I've
nice?
flown a couple of I've flown a couple patterns with it. Yep, and it is nice. It's it's got a lot of horsepower. Obviously, it's a turbine, and it's got a lot of technology. and but no, I think what's nice is I kind of was used to the G1000 from a couple of the planes that I fly in P3D, so that's kind of cool. So all right, fingers crossed. This is where the rubber meets the road right here. Let's see how I did. We're gonna go. We're gonna start at Kinky Creek, which, by the way, downwind or Dakota Pilot, we we found a super good name for at some point an event. Kinky Creek. You could can you bring your Connie? I will tell you this.
Oh dear.
Your Connie is not going to fit into a couple of the airstrips that we're going to, but I will say that where we're flying this Monday is definitely a different type of backcountry experience, and it's not as, I would say, not as much of the mountain canyons and things like that. Um, so it's in one regard, it's a little. I think the navigation, and correct me if I'm wrong, Downwind, because Downwind is definitely the guy that's helped me put this together as well. I would say the navigational portion is easier, but I don't necessarily think that the landings are any easier, or necessarily any less fun than what you saw in the in Idaho. Would you agree with that, Downwind?
Yeah, the approaches are easier. It's not like
Yeah,
spin the thing on its
yeah,
head and spin it around.
that I agree with. All right, so we're kind of looking here. One of the things we're trying to fix is the abrupt kind of rises and falls, and that looks much smoother. This looks, oh yeah, well, this is still a
Yeah, that's just still a
little
little bit
bit
rough, isn't it?
little bit still kind of like a top of a roof there, and so is this. I wonder why. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know that we did much to fix that, did we? For some reason, if I come
Uh,
back here, you can. I mean, it's not as sharp. I mean, it's smoother, and I just think there's. I mean, it's just an elevation change. It's what you get when you're up here. Yeah, no, I actually think that looks much smoother from this angle. All right, here's the other big thing we're trying to
it still
fix.
looks pretty rough for me.
Well, yeah, city folk. Look at
I wouldn't
this.
I wouldn't be happy with that.
Look at that. Well, what would you suggest? Should we go back into OpenStreetMap and see if I have something not picked correctly? We definitely fixed the issue with the roads, though. That looks marvelous. So Dakota Pilot, this is my very first ever attempt at a scenery, a bush scenery, and this is whoops. This is where I live. This is my part of the world. So these are the backside. I live on the other side of these mountains. This is the Wind River Mountain Range, and this road here I actually have I four-wheel on, and I haven't been on this particular turnoff because I didn't know there was an airstrip here. But
Now you do.
next summer I'm going to be up taking pictures up here. You better believe it. I'll be tearing up and down this runway. No,
Hey,
I
I would
really won't.
check.
Okay.
I would check to make sure. Al South says, "Are you using the correct mesh?" So, are you using the 1/3 arc second for this area?
I was, yes. That's what I used every time I cooked the tile.
Okay.
All right, let's head to Haas before we do anything.
Hey, I'm gonna step away and make a phone call real quick.
Okay, man.
So I'll be watching, but I won't
Okay.
be listening.
Okay. So Haas was the second strip that I created, and yep, 3 spots. That looks good. And this is a really, really simple. I mean, this is just, if you weren't here before, this is just literally a guy that decided to like level out a spot in his field, and you can hardly tell it's there. So you can see that's the airstrip right there. Just kind of, it's not much of anything, but it was just more practice for me. This side looks a little bit more defined, but there I believe there is a ranch. Sky Vector kind of shows the ranch is somewhere to the west here, but there's definitely nothing that's been built with autogen, and the Google shows something kind of sitting right here. I don't I don't know exactly what that is. If you guys look, you maybe can see what I'm talking about, but let me see if I can show you. So as I zoom in here, it looks like, like some kind of a, maybe it's nothing. I guess it's nothing. It's just a little pond with a couple of dried up spots. But so I don't know where the ranch looks like. The ranch is kind of over here. But that's not really modeled. I guess if I was feeling like being advanced, I could expand the borders of this airport and go model that out there. But I don't, for this, where I'm at right now, I don't think I'm going to do that. But anyway, this this definitely looks nice and flat and smooth, which is what we hope for. Where this is in this part of Wyoming, it's pretty flat, just kind of farmland, you know. So I think that looks decent there. Somebody's trying to talk, and maybe I'm cutting you off. Yeah, I don't mind that. Okay, so Al South, you're saying perhaps it's a, yeah, it's actually, I think this is I think it's snow. I mean, it doesn't look like the cloud error that I had in Kinky Creek. This just looks like little spots of snow. It's over there. It's got kind of by the trees. It's got some snow. So this is, one of those probably taken. It's got a little bit of green in it, so it's probably taking kind of early spring and so yeah, I don't mind that. That's not too bad. The cool thing about I should tell you, and it could be some sand. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It could be some sandy stuff or some like alkali looking stuff, but But when I look over here and I see it kind of over by the trees, that kind of lends me to believe that it's probably more like frosty, snowy leftover from a winter that's not quite melted off yet, type of deal. It stays winter in this part of the country for a long time. So,
Mel, can you hear me?
hey, I can now hear you, Al South.
Yes, I just realized I had the space bar set up as the push button in Discord.
Oh,
And, and then when you said somebody's trying to dock, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was typing, and that's why.
that makes sense,
So
man. So
yes.
what's your thought about the? I mean, what's your thought about Kinky Creek? I mean, does it look?
Oh, it looks amazing.
Do you think those?
Totally.
Do you think
It
those
looks
humps are
totally
too?
amazing.
Are they too much? I'm gonna spawn at the end of that runway and just.
Give it a run and
Okay.
see how your aircraft responds there.
I have no idea what. Yeah, I have no idea like how in real life how hilly it is and all that stuff. See, so there's the this is the cloud little cloud get glitch that I had because I was using Bing imagery, and so it's got one
Right.
tile that has the cloud. So maybe those I guess those could potentially be.
I thought that was originally like a little swampy area.
Yeah, maybe so. What I'm telling everybody is just low lying fog. All right, so here we go. So we have again up here at Kinky Creek, elevation is 8,803. So let's make sure we have our altimeter set. 8,803. Holy cow. And it'll take every bit of this. This is a 3,450 foot runway. Flaps. I think flaps, one notch of flaps will be good. I'm gonna lean it out. I think I already did lean it out before, but oh gosh, just killed it. Don't do that. Throttle up here and let's lean this baby out. Get every ounce that we can out of her. There we go. Okay, well let's test it out. You can see it definitely has a little side to side lean to it, which I kind of like, honestly. Here's the first hill.
I don't like it.
We'll see how much it launches us. Well, we could keep messing with it there, downwind.
Mrs. Downwind Sim says hi to everyone.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's abrupt. And
The
this
yellow
one's
back.
yeah. Oh boy, that yeah. Oh boy. Oh yeah, those are a little too geometric still, aren't they? All right. So what do you think there, downwind? What's the next thing to look at to try to here's one thing I know I've done, and I don't know if this makes any difference at all, but one thing I know I do have selected is let me close this out and go back to Kinky Creek.
Send me your can you post that file on Discord and just send me that OpenStreetMap file?
Uh,
Uh,
probably. So, are you talking about you talking about Kinky Creek, the, or do you want me to go up to the OSM here in Ortho for XP? What do you want?
yeah, the Ortho for XP one.
All right, so let me make sure I can find it again. It's in 43110. Okay, 43110. And yep, so do I just open it and no?
Just drag it into the Discord chat.
Oh, really?
Will work.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay, let's get off of not not OBS, Discord, and let's make sure we are. I'll go to yours and mine's and nope, will not work. So can I copy and paste? Nope, that won't work either.
If you hit the plus in the
Yeah,
where you type a message, it
yeah.
says select a file.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So
Orthoforex P OSM
what tile is it?
data. So I'm going to it's the 43110 is where this one is. All right. That has been sent to you, my good man.
There she blows.
Now here's the other thing that I did that again I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but I have the do that every time. I have the roughness set to like 0.20 or something like that.
What's your airport smoothing set to?
Let me check. Is that can I do
Airport
that in wet
smoothing.
or is that in
No, that's a ortho for. We're dealing with ortho for XP at this point.
okay.
That's where we need to like bulldoze the land.
Okay. Cuz okay. So the roughness being 0.25 is not going to make any difference to the smoothness of the land. That's what you
No.
tell me. Okay, so I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm going back to Ortho Frex P. Oh, and I have it open. So the smoothness, let's see. Airport smoothness, I have at 8 right now.
Okay.
Is that what you were asking me for?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Because we had backed that off a little bit, right? We had it at 32 for a while, and we decided that that's not.
Yeah, I I read some forum post that some guy said that after you get past like 16, it sort of doesn't seem to make any difference.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trade off with having sharp details versus
Yeah.
smooth ground. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so I need to open this up in JOSM. I'm just going to verify that your stuff is sitting in the right location.
Okay. Yeah, because there is a little bit of a. Now that I think about it, I wonder if I maybe maybe I cooked the wrong ortho tile after I changed my information in JOSM because of how much trouble I've been having finding, where the airports actually are. Maybe that's what I did is I made the changes in OpenStreetMap and then I went in and actually cooked the wrong tile.
Yeah, could be.
Because that would
40,
you could still you could
43,
so
43,
43
110.
110. I'm gonna go in and
Where is it in reference to? Oh, there it is, Kinky Creek. Okay.
so it should
Where did
almost
you
go
Where
ahead.
did you have the problem in Kinky Creek?
Kinky Creek is the non-smooth runway problem. Hey Oriole, official dog of the Melvin Leroy channel. Hey black dog, what are you doing? And security system of the house.
Ooh,
What are you
nice.
doing, big dog? Yes.
Uh, this seems like it's at the right location. I'm wondering. Yeah, Kinky Creek looks right, and the other one is Haas. And I don't know how you found this, but you did.
I followed that. I followed the Union Pass Road is how I found it. It just so happened that it was a, like I said, I had four wheeled it, so I kind of knew where it went. And
So this is interesting on the Haas stuff. That look, it almost looks like there's a fence line in there.
around the that square field area.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what else I was going to tell you about Haas. I need to. You keep talking to me about what you're thinking, and I'm going to pull up this article I found about Haas that is freaking awesome. It's so Wyoming.
Hey, I have a suggestion there
Okay, I'm listening.
for flattening. Um, because I saw this a while back. I've never done it, but they use this. Um, they call them patching profiles, and pretty much what you do is you need to do the editing in JOSM, and there is a video. Let me see if I can get it real quick for you. Hold on one second. It's I was copy. Uh, or do you want it on Twitch or
What,
on Discord?
whichever
It's
one is, yeah, that's fine. Whichever one works for you. I'll take a look at it.
43,110.
Okay, so this is going to be a little video, patching video.
Yeah, I've seen that before, Al.
yeah.
Hello, guys.
And I don't know. I didn't have as good a luck with making those things as I did with just this, smoothing technique.
Oh, whatever works.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I really
yeah,
don't
for
know
sure.
much about it.
I I'm really feeling like I maybe after I made the changes in OpenStreetMap, I'm feeling like I did not go back and re-cook the correct tile. So I'm going to do
Okay.
that just to take that out of the equation. And then you guys
Yeah,
can keep
that's
talking to me about what you're thinking.
that's what I'm doing right now,
Or,
Melvin.
like you have said before, I think both of you guys have said this. There are times when you cook a tile and it has a glitch
Hmm.
and doesn't work.
Right.
All right, so that's what I'm doing right now. As you can probably see, I'll keep that video though queued up, Al South, and check it out later on tonight. But I posted so on my propeller heads section, I posted a link to it's called Airstrip Junkies, and on page 4, which I hope this takes you straight to it. It you have to scroll down about 3 to about the
Hmm.
third one down and just see what you think about that
Mm.
other airstrip that's nearby.
Oh, okay.
Airstrip junkies. Where do I go?
Just click on that. Go to my propeller heads
Yeah,
channel,
I got it.
and then just
Airstrip junkies, page 4. Where do I? What do I?
just
Here's
scroll
page
down
3.
to Haas. And I love how they call it Haas International Airstrip too. By the way,
Oh, for emergencies.
What area of that website is that?
Just go down. This should take you to the page, and then just scroll down to the third airstrip there. It says Haas International Airstrip, 4 north of Myrna, Wyoming. Owner Ben Haas. And you can just scroll down to the part that says caution and just read read from there down. I can honestly say I've never seen that before.
That's pretty good.
That's as Wyoming as it gets, other than the fact that most people don't have the money to hire armed guards to guard their stuff. But definitely the orders to shoot trespassers.
Yes. Okay, so while you're there, can you? I'm building a tile. I was going to load it up on mine.
Okay.
Do you?
We
What
need to
can you
call
send?
Ben.
Would you say we need to call Ben?
Yeah, call Ben to land on that strip.
Well, I think we can land on Ben's. We just can't land on the doctor's that's 4 miles to the southeast. You don't
We
want to
should all
get.
call them within like 10 minutes of each other. Hey Ben,
No,
no,
that's
downwind sim here. My
that
buddy Melvin Leroy will be ball flying in.
that area of Wyoming is a little wild. There's a and there's a spot. There's a town in Wyoming called Freedom, Wyoming, and it's kind of Wyoming's version of those folks up in the northern part of Montana, those militia.
Yeah,
Kind of have
Right.
their own laws and their own rules and their own way of doing things, and like the police and the feds, they just sort of stay out of there, and that's 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 what that place is like. And but there's plenty of these guys that are just sort of like they looked at a map and they went, that place looks like the furthest I can get from anybody else in Wyoming. That's where I'm going to go live, and they don't want you around. They just flat out, they do not want you around, and they will. I mean, they're ready to defend their property from whatever threat you might be. But apparently, they still think it's the Johnson County War or something like that. Which,
oh
by the way,
gosh,
the Johnson County War is interesting Wyoming history. If you ever want to read something interesting,
that's all you get here at the Melvin Leroy channel is
interesting tidbits.
and factoids,
Historical facts.
That's right. Wyoming and South Dakota historical facts.
historical facts, and then the true facts.
Well, yes.
Uh,
What would you rather have? By the way, speaking of funny guys, the no idea and the still no idea joke killed today. It
you're very
absolutely
welcome.
killed. So yeah, appreciate it.
You're
Now
very
I
welcome.
now have 3 jokes I can go to instead of my standard, my alligator crocodile joke. So
Did you tell Al South about your alligator crocodile
Al
joke?
South, you know what? Since
Haven't.
you'll know this already since you live in Florida. How do you tell the difference between a an alligator and a crocodile?
By the snout.
No, that's too hard. It's easier than that. One will see you later, and one will see you after a while.
He's here all night. He's
Hey,
here all
tip your
weekend.
waitress.
Oh, and with that, we might be signing off from Melvin
No
Leroy.
kidding. I probably should have like 2 hours ago. I mean, we are literally streaming my computer cooking ortho tile. It doesn't get much better than that. Yet I have 5 people watching. So you know what? My loyal fans are hanging in there. They're wanting to see. They're on the edge of their seat. They've bought the whole seat, but they don't need the whole seat. They only need the front edge because they're on the edge, seeing if I can, in fact, level out
Get,
the
get a
Kinky
bulldozer
Creek.
to Kinky Creek.
That's right. And it's hard this time of year to get a bulldozer up that Union Pass Road. So, but if we can get her straightened out, um, You know what? If we get it straightened out, I might even fly from Kinky Creek to Haas.
If you'll send me the scenery, I might even join you.
So if you just tell me how, I am happy to do that. I'll share it with you and Al South and anybody else that's on right now. For you, if
Zip
you're
it.
watching, if you've put up with, oh,
Yeah.
good Lord, an hour and 55 minutes of this, you deserve something. I will share with you my scenery collection. So, all right, how do I do this?
Just zip up that folder, and
43110, zip it up.
no, not that.
Oh, that's the one that
The
doesn't work.
the
Oh, the custom
the one
scenery.
in custom scenery. Yeah.
So Haas works. Okay, so I've
I
never.
just don't have the ortho for that.
Well, I still
Well,
think it'll
well,
be okay, right?
It it won't matter. It won't matter, but I won't see all the beauty of Wyoming.
This is
oh,
this is
Al,
true, but
come on.
it'll be pretty close. All right, so I've
Wait,
never.
do you need me to call Ben? I got Ben's phone number. You want me to call him? See if I can get that paved runway opened up for you.
You guys are gonna get me
we
shot.
need to we need to get an audience with Ben.
Do I? Okay, I've unzipped, but I've never zipped. Do I go? Do I compress and email? How do I do this? I'm using 7-zip. Or is there
Do add to zip the second to last one down.
add to zip?
Or add
Okay,
to archive, the very first one too.
either one. Okay,
Yeah, except I don't want. Let's see. Where are you?
add to
Uh,
zip. I'm adding it to zip right now. Where did that go? Where's zip? Is that in the downloads? Is it in? Where is it at?
No, it's
it
creating the
should.
zip right now.
It's probably in your custom scenery folder.
Okay. So
So
will it
the
say just the same thing, only zip, or
no, click the custom scenery folder and now look in the right pane. Yeah,
okay?
I'm dealing with the lag
Yeah,
here.
I got you. And I'm looking for it's WY. So Kinky Creek. So I have that. Maybe it's down. There it is. Haas. Oh, Haas Airport. Okay. So I can in. So I probably can't do that. All right. So I have to do that. Excuse me. In my.
You could probably shove it to your Google Drive if you want.
Oh, that's true. I think I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna send it to. I'm gonna put it out on my propeller heads channel. That's the
If
best chance for me to break
if
a
it'll
law, a copyright
if it'll
law.
fit. If
Oh,
it'll fit.
okay. I guess I didn't realize how big.
I mean, you can try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
There's
try it.
a there's a megabyte limit.
Okay.
I can get Al can get Ben on the phone and we can see if we can get into that other airport there.
I'm gonna call Ben right now.
Yeah, too big. All right, so I need to put it. I need to put it on my Google Drive, and okay, I'm gonna do that off camera here.
Does the internet stay up late out there in Wyoming?
Well, I got to put a new horse out there on the generator, but it does all right. It does all right. This is kind of a cool, momentous occasion right here. My first scenery that I'm sharing.
All rise.
That's part of the historical
Yeah.
moments of
No, I'm serious. You
Wyoming.
got. I'm look. You guys.
And the facts and the true facts.
It's not happening without you guys. Is what I'm trying to say. It's very apropos that you two guys are here to celebrate this moment, and
Yeah.
me sharing this couple of
Al,
airstrips
do
with you two is the
you
least I can
realize what
do.
we've created?
Yes, a monster.
You are right. Okay, so now in the meantime, I
Melvin Leroy to never fly again, but only to work in the back channels of X-Plane.
That's right. I'll fly just as soon as I get one more airport done. Then I'll go fly. Just one more. All right. So now, in the meantime, let's do this. As long as I have the tiles recooked, let me go back in and okay. I got to go back to my notes. Now I think I need to go. Okay. I need to go to WED.
Oh, I'm just reading the chat. Dakota Pilot says he did a scenery for
Oh,
the
sweet.
Aleutian
Okay.
Islands.
Well, so Dakota, I'm gonna zip up both of the sceneries that I've made. I'm gonna put it on my Google Drive, and then I'll share the Google Drive with you, and we'll just go it that way. But let me
Yes,
get.
so you can once you get the file in your Google Drive,
Hmm.
you can generate a shareable link to that particular file, and then you can
Perfect.
post that link to just that file.
Okay, perfect. So let me pull back up Kinky Creek here.
Dakota Pilot wants it too, so
Yeah, that's
just
what I saw that down
yeah.
there, so I'm gonna definitely do that. But I want to make sure that I get Kinky Creek kind of figured out here first, and then
Welcome to the 2019 Thanksgiving fly-in at Kinky Creek, Wyoming.
Haas and Kinky Creek.
Wait
Um,
till wait till the rest of the community finds. Wait till Slant Alpha finds out about this.
yeah, what's he
Oh my
doing?
God!
Sleeping? What's he got to work
Wait, un-
tomorrow?
wait until Ben finds out
That's
about
right. We don't. Well, the less Ben knows, the better. Actually, Ben's the guy we want. He's the one you want in our back pocket because he's the guy that put the airstrip out there for us poor bush pilots that maybe are running low of fuel as we're crossing the Rockies there, and we see this friendly doctor's airstrip, nice and paved, and we think, oh, we'll just put down there. No, no, no. So Ben, man, he hooked us up with a little temporary strip. Okay, so I need to. So I don't need to create the airport. I don't need to. I have the airport already made.
I think that's done.
So yeah,
What else?
I should just
What
be
else
able
did you want to
to.
do?
Nothing. I just was gonna see if I needed to do anything else, but I don't. So I should be able to fire it up and see if it's working, huh? Let's do it real quick. Kinky Creek. Whatever I have right now, I'm sharing warts and all. And you'll just have to weld on a couple extra pieces of metal on your struts
We
to
can do it.
survive the hills and valleys of Kinky Creek.
Dakota Pilot's a welder. He can do it.
His dad's a TV repairman. He's got an awesome set of tools. Name that movie.
Mm.
Hmm.
That would be Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, I don't. I that was so long ago. I barely remember.
You're right. That was a while ago, wasn't it? Okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Something must have happened because it
See,
took a little bit of
right
time.
there. Dakota says I actually did take a welding course at Blue Ridge Tech in North
Well,
Carolina.
there you
So
go.
we're done.
There you go. All right, so
What's the
let's.
Dakota? What's the nearest airfield to Blue Ridge Tech? We'll be flying in tomorrow.
That's right. Okay. Oh, this is the other side of the airfield here. All right, let's take a little quick trip down the runway and see how that did. No, that's still pretty. That's still pretty lumpy. Yeah. No. Well, we're gonna have to keep working on that, but yeah, that's definitely very. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a few lumps there.
All right. Well, that's okay. We'll keep working on it, and but in the meantime, I promised some scenery. So let me.
Oh, see Asheville. See, he's been there. We were just in
Oh, heck
Asheville just the
yeah!
other day.
Mountain Home. He's probably been up to Mountain Home and hung out. And
Yeah,
all right. So Haas, and then I need to do Kinky Creek.
we had four people in the pattern at Mountain Air or Mountain
Mountain
Home.
Air, Mountain Home, Mountain Air, one or the other. Yeah. That's a cool place. I like that. I like that airport.
Was that the one on the
Yeah,
mountain?
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
All right. So there is that. And I need to do one more little uploadio.
Well, if we would have known that Dakota Pilot was from there, we would have stopped and said hi.
Yes, we would have. We should have. All right, give me a
Spruce
little
Pine is a nice trip
refresh.
to try. It has one approach direction
Kinky
unless the wind
Creek.
is 25 knots or more. Spruce Pine.
I I think there are probably. I mean, that's a spot where I think there's some backcountry opportunities. I really do. Those Blue Ridge Mountains and kind of up and down, really up and down the Appalachians, and I'm guessing there's probably more there than you realize. I have found I think
Is it
40 plus in Wyoming that I can work on as the days while away. By the way,
7 Alpha 8? Is that 7 Alpha 8? Is that it? I just did a little Google here. The Google. Morrison Field, Avery County.
all right, just about there. I'm gonna create a shareable link.
Approach had to be a curve from the east to avoid the mountains. Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Dakota, send a post a like a link to the field description in the chat. I'd be curious to check that out. Okay, that is it. Okay, 7 Alpha 8. Okay. Very cool.
So when I'm creating a shareable link to a zip file, do I need to is view privileges enough, or do I need to give you edit privileges?
View should be enough.
All right. Okay, that makes me feel a little better. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna post it here on the chat. This is Haas, and then the next one here will be ba-dum. Next one will be Kinky Creek. Kinky Creek. Share.
16 megabytes. What do I look like, a internet service provider?
I can't believe it's that big of a file, but I guess with all that ortho, now the second one, Haas, will be a lot shorter or a lot smaller.
59 gigabytes. Oh my gosh.
That's more like it. All
All
right,
right.
so I'm gonna so let's. Here's what I'm gonna do. As much fun as we've had on the stream, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream and then let everybody get the scenery downloaded and all that good stuff, and then whoever's here on the stream that grabs the scenery, how about we plan on here in about 10-15 minutes we'll spawn at Kinky Creek, and I'll get on V-Pilot, X-Pilot, whatever, and we'll just do a quick Kinky Creek to Haas and back type flight. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay,
Where
well,
which one are we starting at?
let's
Kinky
start at
Creek?
Kinky Creek. Yep.
Okay.
All
Do we
right.
need any library?
No, because it's just the airstrip, so just load it up as is, and should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right,
Now,
so
Dakota Pilot, if you do this as well, don't get your feelings hurt because you hadn't jumped into the stream yet. But Melvin Leroy made parking spots for all of us at
I,
Kinky
I
Creek,
did, but I will make
and
sure, Dakota, that from here on out you are included.
yep, you get your own parking spot. So Al, don't take my parking spot.
I won't. I make sure
Okay,
that I park in my corner of the ward.
I just about took
okay.
your spot. All right, so for purposes of the stream, this is going to do it for me tonight. No outro music, nothing like that. I am back online tomorrow, a normal streaming night. Although I'm going to be not, I'm going to be in Norway, so that's going to be kind of fun. And I'm debuting a new X-plane aircraft, and so hopefully you can tune in. It'll be about 8 o'clock Eastern time.
You see what we've created, Al Sal?
Yeah,
You see
you
what we've
have.
done?
Now I'm starting to spend money. That's when you know you got me hooked. I mean, it's one thing to take advantage of all this free stuff, but when you start to actually give Mr. Laminar money, then you know it's trouble. But that's okay. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be no, you'll have to tune in tomorrow, Dakota. That's a teaser. That's a teaser. And
He's alive! He's alive!
all right, until tomorrow night, you guys all have a great evening. I will look for you on the TCast. Take care and God
See you
bless.
guys. Bye bye.